We had a big scare on Saturday when Luka was playing for his national team, Slovenia, and he had one of his players run into his knee and went immediate pain, kind of clenched his knee. He was able to walk on his own power and kind of go to the locker room. However, he did not play again in that game, and there's speculation if it could be a major injury. Luckily, we kind of, on a sigh of relief, we found out that it wasn't a major injury. It was merely a knee contusion. But Eric, how did you feel when that first happened?
I didn't expect on a Saturday morning in August to have the Lakers season flash before my eyes. I'll tell you that. Saw all over social media, Luka down, limped off the floor. And then I saw the freak accident, and you're just like, oh my gosh, like, of course this happens. And yeah, obviously, luckily, great news in terms of the severity of it. But nonetheless, it was still for a few minutes or 30 minutes or what have you. It was like, damn, I hope his knee's doing all right. How were you feeling at that time?
Oh man, I was pretty much just like, it's a wrap city, like immediate. Like if this was a big injury, and like for example, we just lost him for the season. I mean, any hopes of anything is all out, and then everything starts flashing through my head. What does LeBron think? Is LeBron just demand a trade because everything's all over? Like everything could happen. But luckily, crisis averted. But that begs the question: should Luka be playing for his national team in the Euro Basketball Cup? Is that something that we should question whether or not he should be doing? And where do you kind of stand in terms of that?
I guess first off and foremost, I mean, he did escape, looks like major knee injury, but in my eyes, I may seem kind of cruel and maybe not, patriotic for, your particular country that you're from. But I just feel when you do something like this, this is what could potentially happen. And I think his allegiance should sign with the Lakers. He just signed a huge contract with them that they offered, and he, of course, accepted. And I think it's great for a player to do that. I think all players should have the chance to play in the Olympics and play in the World Basketball Championships. And Luka's done all that. So he did that in his early and mid 20s. In my opinion, I wouldn't be sad if he just decided to kind of stop doing that. I'm cool with him being out there, being there for his country, his fellow teammates, being a supporter on the sidelines. But I think it's come to the point when you see something like this happen that it's like, hey, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't be out there obviously potentially avoid something catastrophic happening like it did. What about yourself? Kind of where do you, I guess, there's the hindsight and everything, but where do you stand with this?
So I actually stand on the side that he should be playing if he's healthy and capable of playing. Shit, man. Injuries can happen at any time. He could be in practice. He could be playing in the gym. He could be playing in some just warm-up game like Klay Thompson when he tore his Achilles, right? Like it could just be anywhere. So my biggest thing, and you know how I stand, where I kind of stand with like load management and players not playing when they should play. I think it's a good thing. He's a 26-year-old kid. Like, he's not 36. He's not 38. Right. Look what Braun did last year. He played in the Olympics. He played all the way through that. He played all the way through the season and was able to play the majority of games this year. So he wasn't really worn down by the Olympics. And I also think that Luka is now in a totally different body frame. And he has to get used to that before he plays for the Lakers. Like he's at a totally different, he's lost 31 pounds. His body looks totally different. He needs to learn how to pick up the speed on defense, which you've seen some clips and it's like guys making steals, getting blocks, staying with people on defense. So I think I err on the side of let him play. If you're healthy, you should be able to play.
Definitely some great points. I mean, the only thing I'm thinking though is you said a couple of key phrases like worn down. And the Lakers were very worn down against Minnesota in the playoffs. And so we'll never know, right? We'll never know if if he didn't play in the Olympics, would he have been fresher heading into the playoffs? Maybe not, right? He still had to go through an 82 game season. And then Luka, we need him to kind of carry the load in an 82 game stretch. So I do see your side of it. I just think that when you think about like the injury possibility, which again can't happen at practice, but I feel like, of course, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I feel like a lot of injuries tend to happen in games. So, I take it he'll be out for the rest of this run, right? For Luka, or is he? Did he say he's gonna come back?
No. He's playing tomorrow in the friendly. It's not even the Euro tournament yet. He's playing in the friendly tomorrow against, I believe, Germany. I gotta look back on who they're playing. But yeah, I believe he returned to at least practice. He playing against Great Britain tomorrow. But yeah, the tournament hasn't even started. So we're looking at, the only thing is, I got to look at how long this tournament is, but we're going to be going through obviously the end of August, probably early September. So he's only going to get off maybe a couple weeks before training camp really starts. So that's the only caveat, that he'll be playing, some minutes and kind of leading up into training camp. But for me, man, the more you play, the more your body is used to it. I think he'll be fine to understand where his body is now compared to what it was like in the past.
Yeah, obviously you've definitely been with the mindset and spearheading like the going against the load management, and the more active you are, the kind of better you will be long term. And I think for this particular run, like I just don't want to hear December, January, like, oh man, like, Luka had a long summer because he played for his country and, he's tired or what have you. And because that happens a lot. And so he is 26, as you said, and he should be fine. And I doubt he would play if he had any doubt in his mind his injury wasn't healed. But I sure hope so, because it obviously could have been bad. And kind of to pivot to the injury, I'm assuming something like that could have been bad, right? Was it just did he get kind of fortunate there with the mechanics of it, or what did you see? Like, what kind of kept it from being a big injury in your eyes?
Yeah, so the first thing I really noticed is that his foot wasn't fully planted when his teammate made contact. So he was almost lifting his foot above. So typically, like if you ever see somebody like get their knee rolled up on them, or get somebody that their leg rolled up on their knee, if their foot is planted, that means their knee can't kind of get out of the way. And so you'll take the full force into the knee, which could potentially tear your ACL, cause a bone bruise, anything in those lines, or like those MCL injuries where somebody's coming from the outside to the in, and then you get the inside ligament that gets injured with that. And so that's the first thing I kind of noticed. So I think that's what saved his knee. And then, merely they just said knee contusion, which is basically going knee to knee against somebody. So in my opinion, he got pretty lucky because he was able to move his foot quickly right before the impact happened.
Wow. Yeah. Great information. Cause that seems like it's a little bit fortunate, and maybe he just, I don't know, last split second saw the contact coming, maybe moved his leg a little bit, which didn't cause, I'm assuming, the leg to be kind of locked, and all that weight of a basketball player, it could probably do damage. So, we see knee to knee injuries often, and it looks bad and they're really hurting, and you're like, okay, phew, it's just knee to knee. But I guess we may know our answer because he's going to be potentially playing, but do you think this is something that could linger, a little longer than one would like?
From what they're saying, it typically shouldn't. So you think about like when somebody goes knee to knee in a game, right? And it's like immediate pain, and you see somebody just like thriving, just riling in pain on the floor, and then they kind of get up, move around, and run around, and they're doing okay. Right. That's typically, you're able to kind of get through it. I think obviously they erred on the side of caution with this because they're not going to send him out there and not check his full knee out completely. So I think, yeah, he could be sore the next day and the following day. But if he's already at practice on Monday, then he probably shouldn't have any problems playing. But if he has any ounce of pain when he is playing, he should definitely be sitting out.
Yeah, I hope, because I think any sign of discomfort or pain you should, but that's good news. And I always wonder how much your pro team or NBA team like medals in this, Like I wonder, obviously they probably check up on him, and I wonder if they encourage or just, someone to sit or someone to kind of keep playing. And that's something that I always kind of wonder what happens. We saw with Kawhi last year. Remember, he was on the Olympic team, and it just all of a sudden he just wasn't well enough to keep playing. And so I do wonder what the Lakers brass kind of thinks of all this.
Ain't no doubt that Rob Pelinka put in the fastest call to whoever he can get in contact on that Slovenia national team immediately when it happened. I mean, that's your prized possession. Just game extension. Can pay him over $50+ million a year, right? So yep. I don't doubt that he called him right away. But I don't think the Lakers have, like, I don't know. It's a good question. Do they have the ability to say, hey, it's not like he's our property, but this is our player. Right. We don't want him to play. I don't think they have that real ability. I think it's up to the player discretion. It's not in their contract that they can't play for their national team, right? There's some contracts where, you can't ride a motorcycle, things like that.
Yeah.
Even seeing snowboarding, things that you can actually get injured on. I don't think basketball is one of them, and so it's really up to the player to decide whether or not he wants to do that.
Yeah, I'd imagine, especially someone at his level, you're not going to put like those kind of clauses in there. I don't know, maybe if there was someone that's like very injury prone and things like that. But yeah, obviously they have like the like you said, snowboarding or motorcycle accident. And if they get hurt with some kind of freak accident, that contract could be voided. But in this case, he's playing basketball. He's been doing it for a long time for them. And so, yep. But hopefully he stays healthy, man. Because it's funny because I kind of thought the same thing. I was like, oh, man, what is LeBron going to think? What's going to happen? Is he going to get traded? So, but all is well in Lakerland, and at least he's healthy. And hopefully he just comes back after this tournament healthy.
Yes. So the Eurobasket tournament is from August 27th to September 4th, right? So and then they'll basically essentially get off a couple of weeks right after that. But luckily, he escaped any major injury, so that is key. But I mean, I think, what did he have? 26 points in the first half?
Did he? Yeah.
I mean, dude is just balling out of control, and definitely is going to be in a revenge season. You guys that are in the YouTube live stream or the Twitter live stream, please drop some comments and let us know what you think about this Luka injury. What are your feelings on whether or not he should play, or you don't have any problems with it, like the way I feel about it, that he actually should be playing because he needs to test out his new body. Let us know. Drop some comments there, and we'll kind of get to him by the end of this show.